What it really do, again, welcome back to the channel. As always, you better be having a good day, man. Now I know what you're thinking, what the heck wrong with this guy when he got that thing on his face. Listen, bro, before I started YouTube, I used to be a ninja, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I come from the Dominican Islands. I used to be in the plantain village, you know what I'm saying? That was who I was, the Plátano village, you know what I'm saying? We used to eat this thing, and fight crime every day. That's all I did. I also have my foldable spatula right here because this deck is all about folding fools. If I see you with this deck and ladder, bro, I'm folding you like a lawn chair, bro. I'm flipping you like a pancake. That's all I'm gonna do. So with that being said, we have ninjas for you guys today. Basically, this deck is actually the best new structure deck that came out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel right now. I think this deck is 100% worth it. It's not like the strongest deck, you know, it's definitely a rogue deck because, you know, it doesn't have a built-in negate or anything like that. Going second is not that strong. But when you go first, and even when you go second sometimes, you know, depending on what type of hand traps you manage to disrupt your opponent with, the deck is actually really good for the price that you're paying. 1,500 decks for a full deck that can actually rival competitive decks? Are you crazy? Get this thing. With that being said, if you guys enjoy the content, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the boy. Because if you don't do it, I'm going to flip you like a flip phone, bro. I'm a ninja now. It's who I am. With that being said, enough talking. I got about probably 6 saucy replays for you guys. So let's get into those. Alright, gang, here we are for replay numero uno of today. Now I have a lot of replays to show you, which I'm hype about. I'm not gonna keep the mask on for the rest of the video because it's pretty hard to understand me already as it is. So we're gonna take that off. But look who I'm playing against, bro. I'm playing against Mappa. You know who this is? This is the people who animated Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. Are you crazy? We're playing against top tier people over here. So here we're going to activate the Pot of Prosperity. We're going to send 3 cards to the Banish Zone so I can look for 3 cards. I already had the ultimate combo, right? Well, not the ultimate, but a really good combo in the hand. So I was trying to bait out an Ash Blossom or see if I could get something else. Because I have the combo, I went for the Infinite Impermanence so we could have a negate. I'm going to activate my Tabari, send it to the graveyard so I can special summon my Hanzo. Hanzo is going to give myself a Kagero. I can normal summon that thing, activate its effect, bring the Tabari back onto the field. With both of these monsters right here, we're going to link off into the Ninja Grandmaster Saiso. Let's get it. We're going to activate that boy's effect, setting down a Ninja Arts of Duplication so you can start duplicating W's. Then we're going to tribute both of these monsters to go into my Mason. And we're gonna set down our back row. This board is actually really nice. We have our Mason on the field, a Book of Moon, a Ninjutsu Arts of Duplication, Infinite Impermanence, and an Ash Blossom. Really nice hand. So here they're gonna activate the Chaos Space, sending the Metal Black Dragon to the graveyard, getting themselves a Lubellion, right? They're gonna activate the Bestial Lubellion, send it to the graveyard so they can search out a Bestial monster. I'm gonna Ash Blossom that thing. No, I'm not, because they're gonna hit me with the Cypher Gamma, right? So that thing gets bodied and negated, get it out of here. He gets 2 monsters onto the field. This thing gets to pop off. They're going to search themselves a Bestial Magna Hut, right? Here they're going to normal summon the Black Metal Dragon. They're going to link that thing off into the Striker Dragon. I'm like, okay, bet, congratulations. They're going to activate that thing's effect to draw a card. They're going to activate the Striker Dragon. I'm going to negate that thing because I don't want them searching for the quick launch, because then they start comboing off. Here they're going to activate the Bestial Magna Hut, banishing my Seiso from the graveyard. I'm going to activate my Mason. Now the reason why I did this here specifically is because I was trying to flip this thing upside down before they managed to activate their effect. But if I'm not mistaken, the ruling says that because it's their turn, they get to activate their monster effects first, if I'm not mistaken. So the thing gets banished, get it out of here. This thing is negated, see you tomorrow. And then this thing gets to draw them a card. Well, actually search them the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. They get to activate the Magna Hut. I'm going to flip that thing and the side frame. And this is where they made a mistake. They should have been activated this thing 30 years ago. Because by doing so, they would have got themselves their Chaos Ruler, which I would have negated with the Infinite Impermanence. I'm not going to lie to you ASAP. But it is what it is. Here I'm going to activate my Ninja Duplication. Sending my Mason to the graveyard so I can special summon some basically ninjas that equal to a level 6, right? So Tabari, Green Ninja, Mitsu, and another Tabari, bring it onto the field. This thing's gonna flip both of these things like a pancake. They're gonna get rid of this thing so they can special summon the Bestial Lubellion. I thought that maybe because that thing was flipped upside down, they wouldn't be able to do this, but they can, right? So whatever. So I'm gonna Book of Moon that thing before they get to search out for the Branded Regain or the Branded Beast, right? They're gonna special summon this thing onto the field, activating the Chaos Space, and then strike a dragon back into the extra deck. They join to the Branded Regain anyways, activating the Darkness Metal Dragon. So here I'm going to activate my Mitsu, which is going to allow me to flip my Greninja upside down to negate this thing's effect, right? And now because we flipped something upside down, with my Neo, I get to pop a card on the field, so we go for the Branded Regain. Deck is nuts. They go to the battle phase. I activate my Tobari, special summon my Yaguramaru onto the field, activate that thing's effect, banishing my Hanzo so I could banish the Lubellion. Now, I'll explain something to you in a second. I'm going to activate the Greninja, flipping this thing upside down because this thing can be over all of these monsters right here. And here I should have banished this thing, but I was so focused on the fact that it was going to get banished anyways at the end of the turn that I didn't banish it. But you know, they get to put my monster on the field anyways, inflicting 500 damage to my face. And then they get to search out the Bits of Drisham with the Bishop Magna, right? And then that thing gets banished. So here we're gonna start cooking once again. I'm going to flip this thing upside down so I can activate the thing's effect to pop a card on the field. We're gonna pop the Black Metal Dragon, normal summon my Hanzo. They're gonna activate the Dirsham. Now here I could have went for the OTK combo. We could have ended the game right here, right now. I'm gonna let you know. But the reason why I didn't is because I had like 13 seconds left in the game. You saw how much interruption we did in that first turn? Crazy. So they're gonna banish my Armor Ninja, right? I'm gonna get my Ninjutsu Arts, and here's when I realized, okay, I can't OTK because I don't have the time to do so, right? We're gonna get the Seiso onto the field, activate my boy's effect, setting down the Ninjutsu Arts 2, whatever. We're gonna target this thing, send a Ninja Monster to the banisher so I can pop it, right? Activate its effect, and we're gonna bring the Hanzo back onto the field. With the Hanzo and the Tabari, I'm going to go into my second copy of my Mason, right? We have a pretty good amount of damage, so we're going to attack directly, leaving them with 1200 attack, right? We set down our Ninjutsu Arts book. We have a pretty good board. This thing alone right here is going to be kind of enough. So here we activate a Ninjutsu Arts of Notebook Mystery, right? They're going to activate this thing's effect, popping the Dirsham, so I'm going to activate my Mason. Now this was really smart because I basically brought out my Mitsu face up, right? Because I know that with this thing I'm gonna bring a monster face down onto the field, specifically the Tabari from the graveyard. Also setting down a copy of my Ninjutsu Arts Dancing Leaf. They're gonna activate the Dirsham. This is why I brought this thing onto the field, so I could flip the Tabari upside down, and that way that thing gets negated. Get it out of here. Then we're going to activate this thing's effect because I flipped something from upside down defense position to face up. So we get to pop a card on the field. And they end their turn. I could have even fusion summoned again here if I wanted to and banish a card off the field, right? But we have way more than lethal damage. I'm going to activate this thing's effect just to get rid of this thing right here. Bring this thing onto the field. Bring the Ninjutsu Arts 2. I'm basically BMing because we won the game. I just wanted to make sure we were winning the game, bro. Slap him in the face and it's GG's. And this is against Dragon Link, bro. This is what you do to Dragon Links with ninjas. Are you? Come on, bro. Let's go to the next replay. Right, gang, here we are for the second replay of the day. And I believe this one was against Swordsoul, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and we're going first. So here, this is the deadliest combo you could ever do with this deck. No, it's not. But basically, we set out the Ninjutsu Arts book, a Call by the Grave, Infinite Impermanence, and Ninjutsu Arts of Dancing, and our Baku the Beast Ninja, right? So that's all we have to play with right now. Here, they're going to special summon the Fenrir. They're going to get themselves another Fenrir to the hand, right? Then they're going to activate the Swordsoul Emergence. I'm going to activate my Ninjutsu Art book, Notebook. They're going to Ash Blossom that thing. Unfortunately, the one main thing that's really bad about this deck is that almost everything in your deck can get Ash Blossom, which is wild. So here I'm going to activate the Call by the Grave without them digits. And of course, they have the Crossout Designator. Look at the hand that this man had. Ash Blossom, Crossout Designator, and wait for the big surprise, right? So that thing gets bodied and negated, which makes this thing get bodied and negated as well. Get it all out of here. They're going to search themselves out a Swordsoul of Moyi, right? So here they're gonna normal summon that thing, activate its effect, showing us the Swordsoul Blackout. I'm going to activate my Ninjutsu Arts Dancing Leaf, and surprise number 3, of course, Maxi. What? Ash Blossom, Maxi, and Crossout Designator. You're just better than me, bro. You're just better than me. So here I'm gonna special summon my Yon, right? That way I could flip. You can't flip tokens upside down. So I had to flip both of these upside down because it wouldn't allow me to flip this thing upside down, right? So we flip both of them upside down. They're gonna special summon the 10 Yasuna, and I wish you could flip tokens upside down because now because of this, a level 7 and a level 4 equals level 11, right? Psychic and Punisher, they're gonna activate that thing's effect, banishing my Ninja Arts of Dancing Leave. And another downside to the deck is that whenever your trap leaves the field, whatever monsters you special summon off your traps, they get to leave as well. It's like the Dark Magician effect with the trap, right? So here they're gonna basically gain the attack boost, slap me up for the 4500, right? And I'm like, okay, I guess I see what you're doing. I only have one card on the field. What can I join that can get rid of this thing? Congratulations, you played yourself. I joined to my Hanzo. I'm gonna normal summon that thing. Now this is the crazy part. This thing is a blackout. And we know that this thing is a blackout because they showed it to us in the hand. And then this thing is a Moyi, but they can't activate that thing because that thing is flipped upside down, which is hilarious. Also, that thing cannot be flipped upside ever again unless I do it, because that's the effect of the Neo, which is crazy, right? So here I'm gonna get my Ninjutsu Arts tool, activate that thing to attach it to the Psychic and Punisher, activate its effect, banishing a ninja so I could pop the Psychic and Punisher, activate the tool so I could special summon the Baku onto the field. With the Baku and with my Hanzo, I'm gonna fusion summon into the Mason. I could attack, I could attack directly, but I wanted to get rid of that thing just in case they actually manage to flip this thing, or I do some dumb shenanigans and flip it myself. I'm like, I'd rather just get it out of here right now. So we slap that thing in the face. Here they're gonna join to another card, right? They're going to special summon the Fenrir, then they're going to normal summon an Ash Blossom. That's going to allow them to synchro summon into a level 10 Swordsoul Supreme Severn Chen Ying, right? They're going to activate the Swordsoul Blackout because this thing cannot be destroyed by card effects, right? Congratulations, I'm going to activate my Mason. Then I'm going to activate my Infinite Impermanence, negating this thing, which also negates the effect of it being popped. So basically, we negated that thing. I get to special summon my Yoi, and then both of these get popped by the effect of the Blackout, and they're just going to scoop. Yo, son, what? Infinite Impermanence is tough, bro. Either way, I was going to flip that thing upside down, and they could never flip it upside up anyways. So we were still in the lead, even if that wouldn't have worked, right? So with that being said, let's go into the next replay. Right, gang, here we are for replay numero 3 of today. Now, this one, we are going second, and I believe we're playing against a Punk Pile deck. I'm not 100% sure what other cards they had in here because I mainly saw the Punk cards, right? Like, they're going to activate the Foxy Tunes and nothing to the graveyard, sending a Snow to the graveyard. That way they could special summon the CM, right? CM is going to pay some life points to get another Foxy Tune. And this is when I knew that I'm not playing against a Punk deck at all, because you don't do that. That's not what you do when you play Punk. So here I'm going to activate the Duel and Logbird. This is the main card that's saving me going second. Is Duel and Logbird, besides, my other hand strap. But Duel and Logbird is really good right now. So they can't add cards to their hand. They're going to set down one card and end their turn, right? I'm going to normal summon my mid, so I'm going to get hit with the Max C. I can't do anything about that, so I decided to set down my 3 cards and end my turn, right? That's all I had anyways. That's all I had. So here they're going to activate the Foxy Tune, paying some life points again. I'm going to activate my Ninjutsu Arts. That way I could tribute their own face down. You could do this to your opponent. Just remember that with this card, if your opponent has a face down defense position monster, you could flip, tribute it and special summon yourself a monster. I'm going to special summon the Tabari, right? Then I'm going to activate the Drill and Logbird once again, activating my Tabari. That way we could fusion summon, because I don't have a monster face down to flip with my Mitsu. I decided to do this right now, right? Just in case you have some of the shenanigans. Bring the Mason onto the field. They can't add more cards. They activate the Deer Note, showing us the Foxy Tune. And I'm going to activate the Mason because I play Punk, bro, if you don't know. I know that they're going to try to get this thing onto the field so they could have a level 5 and a level 3 to go into Chaos Ruler, because they need to mill these cards right here, right? They have 51 cards. I'm like, yeah, nah, bring my Joy onto the field. Yeah, you could special summon that thing, but I'm going to flip both of them like pancakes. Get them out of here. They're going to activate the Fairy Tail Snow, right? And of course, I have my duplication to make sure we duplicate this W, getting rid of our Joy. And I get to special summon basically any. They say level 8, bro. Any ninjas I want, they're coming on the field, bro. So we're going to bring nothing because they're going to screw. So basically, I could have negated the Fairy Tail Snow after they brought it on the field. I could have negated it, flipped it, fusion summoned again. Like, it was a bunch of shenanigans I could have done. They were done. So with that being said, let's go into the next replay. Right, gang, here we are for replay number 4 of today, right? And I believe this one was also against Swordsoul. Now I wanted to show you this replay just in case you want to do this. You can run Kaijus in this deck. You know, it might make it a little bricky. Now I was running this thing, but I decided to switch it out for the Drill and Lockbird because I was mainly running this and I was only running it at 1 because of New Aura, right? Because of Pearlies. But I decided that Drill and Lockbird is a better hand trap to deal with New Aura, well, not New Aura, but you know, Pearlies in general and other decks, so that's why I decided to do that. But I'm gonna show you this replay anyways. We're gonna set down one Mitsu, setting down our Arts of Dancing and our Ninjutsu Arts Notebook, right? So here they're gonna activate the Mapura, right? The Tenji Spirit. I'm gonna activate Maxi. They have the Ash Blossom, so get that thing out of here. That thing gets bodied and negated. So then they get to special summon this thing. I'm going to activate my Ninjutsu Arts of Notebook. That way I could special summon my Subari, right? And because we did special summon that thing and face that defense position, that means I have my negate, right? So here they're going to normal summon the Ecclesia, well, special summon the Ecclesia, activate its effect, bringing a Taya onto the field, banishing a social monster. I'm going to negate that thing, get it out of here. That way we could flip the Tabari upside down to negate it, like I said. And now we also have our fusioning right here. So they're gonna tribute both of these monsters, especially summon the Kashira Fenrir, right? So I'm gonna use my Tabari to fusion summon into my Mason. Bring him out here. Here they're gonna activate this thing's effect to banish my Mason. I'm like, okay, bet, congratulations. I'm gonna activate my Mason's effect. Then I'm gonna activate my Ninjutsu Arts of Dancing, leave. Shadow Clone Jutsu, we're out of there. Boop. Special summon my Hanzo onto the field. Special summon my Yoi. That thing gets to do nothing, and I get to flip it upside down, also flipping my Ninja Grandmaster upside down as well. And I did that on purpose because now I get to pop a card on the field, right? I get to flip this up, activate this effect, destroy their back row. Also activating this effect to basically add one Ninja monster from the deck to my hand. And then they're gonna infinity permanence that thing, and this was the most questionable imperms of all time. So he activates that thing to negate this thing, which I was using to pop this thing, which is already activated. But okay, don't ask me questions, bro. People play Yu-Gi-Oh how they play Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So that thing gets negated. This thing still gets to pop off because this is what they should have negated, honestly, bro. So here I'm gonna get my Mitsu, special summon onto the field, activate my Green Ninja, special summon onto the field as well. And here again, I could have OTK'd here with the I could have OTK here with doing this line right here, but again I was running out of time. So I'm gonna activate the Ninja, flip this thing upside down, setting down my Ninjutsu Arts of Duplication. Then we're gonna tribute both of these monsters for the Mason. Again, I only did this because I didn't have time. Then I'm gonna Kaiju that thing. And then we're going to go into the battle phase and slap him directly, right? Now the reason why I Kaiju that thing is because Fenrir has 24,000 attack, right? And I don't want them normal or special summoning another level 7 just in case they get another Fenrir or whatever else they're playing, right? So here they go into the battle phase because they believe that they can attack over this thing, but it's hilarious. This thing cannot be targeted for attacks, bro. So he has to scoop because this thing would have got popped by attacking my Mason. Which is hilarious. So with that being said, let's go into the next replay. Alright, gang, here we are for replay number 5 of today. I have another one, and then we're going to the deck list. I just wanted to show you as many replays as I can, right? And in the other one, I actually did my starting combo differently than I usually do, and I'm going to show you that, right? So here we're going to activate my Kagero. That way I can special summon my Yon onto the field. These are the only 2 Ninja monsters that I have in order to go into my Mason, right? Setting down my infinite impermanence. And this is why I play my Yon at 2, because sometimes you're gonna have that thing in your hand. And for example, right now, if I was playing this at 1 and I just did that, I wouldn't have been able to summon it with this thing's effect, right? Because it's from the deck. So that's why I run that thing at 2. They're gonna activate the Harpy's Feather Duster. I'm gonna activate the maximum of C's, right? Bring that thing out here. That thing gets to pop off. They get to basically destroy my infinite impermanence, which is the only negate that I had at the time. They're gonna activate the Makenko Water Abstinence, targeting distance. So I'm gonna Ash Blossom that thing because I don't want them sending this thing back into my extra deck. They're gonna activate the Great Makenko Ceremony because they're graduating from this L, right? They're gonna special summon the Ohime onto the field. I'm going to draw the Mitsu into my hand, right? That thing is bodied and negated. Here they're going to activate this thing's second effect. That way they can send a Makenko Dance to the graveyard. So here they're gonna activate the hitting armory, right? Sending the double-edged sword into the graveyard as well, searching themselves out the Axe of Fools, showing me that they're fools themselves because they're gonna activate the thing's effect trying to target me. So I'm gonna activate my Mason's effect. They're gonna activate the Ohime effect, putting the double-edged sword, trying to attach it to this thing as well. Right? I'm like, okay, bet, congratulations. Do all of that because now I get to special summon my Tabari onto the field. This thing gets negated, yeah, but I get to activate my Tabari, use both of these monsters to fusion summon into the Yagaramuru. So now I get to bring this thing on the field and banish this thing. So he basically did all of this thing from nothing. We managed to judge Mechanical with just one card, bro. One card. So here we're gonna flip this thing into battle position, special summon my Mitsu. Then we're gonna use both of these monsters right here to go into the Grandmaster Saiso, right? Bring it out here. We're going to activate this thing's effect, sending the Ninjutsu R2, activating the Ninjutsu R2, targeting myself so I could pop it, pop. We're gonna banish this thing, and this is one of my earlier replays as well. And I made this mistake because I thought that by doing this, I could special summon this thing in face-up defense position, but I couldn't do that, so we basically ended up with this and a Book of Moon. But I'm gonna slap it for the 2000, right? I wasn't worried at all because unless they have a Kaiju to get rid of this thing, they can't target this thing for an attack. So even if they manage to miraculously get anything, they can't really do anything to that thing. And then on top of that here, they activate the hitting armory, sending a fire dance to the graveyard so they could search it out basically. Well, they didn't send it, they just hit it, right? So they got this thing into the hand. Now my thing is, they should have basically grabbed themselves this thing, attach it to this thing, and send it back to the extra deck, but they wasn't thinking about that, I guess, and they just scooped, bro. That's what I would have done, because this thing cannot be targeted for an attack. So even if they try to attack me to do damage to myself, it wasn't going to happen, bro. So GG's. Right, gang, here we are for the decklist portion of the video. Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth into this decklist breakdown because I did that in the combo guide that I made yesterday. It's legitimately the video before this one. So if you want an in-depth breakdown, just go watch that last portion of that video. So with that being said, I'm still going to go over the deck list, which is Drill and Lockbird to 2, because this thing is really nice, especially in the current meta, especially since Pearly is out here ramping right now. So 2 of these is really nice. This actually stops a lot of decks. So then also going second, you will want to have this because it will allow you to stop your opponent basically. Then we have the Tabari at 3. You need this at 3 because sometimes you're going to have a level 4 to tribute, so 2 level 1s and another level 2 is what you're gonna mainly go for, which will be like 2 of these and maybe 1 of these, or 2 of these, or maybe 1 of these right here, right? Then max C to 2 because I don't care about max C. Now if you want to bump it up to 3, bro, then it's easy. You click on it and you bump it up to 3. Well, right? It's not gonna hurt the consistency a lot. Just bump it up to 3 if you want to. I wanted to keep it at 40, so I did this. Then I have one Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, at 3. You need this at 3 because anytime you normal summon or even you have a face down insect monster, you get to special summon her. And then if a monster is flipped down, then even better because you get to negate something. So for example, if you have this thing and this thing in the hand, I would set this on the field, activate this thing's effect, special summon it, and now you have a negate, right? Which is really nice. Then I am running 2 green ninjas. Some people want to run this at 1. I recommend playing it at 2 because again, if you have Tabari, for example, and you normal summon this thing and you have this thing in the hand already, it's nice because off of 1 monster, you get to fusion summon into this thing, right? And then now you get your double Book of Moon because with this thing, you're going to special summon Yoi, which is really nice. So that's why I play it at 2. It's just really nice to have it in the hand sometimes. Then we have Ash Blossom right here, 3, you know, just to stop Maxi and other shenanigans. Baku the Beast Ninja. This is, you only need 1. This just allows you to basically recycle your cards from the graveyard, bring it back into your hand. Most of the time, you're going to bring your traps or spell back from the graveyard to your hand with this thing. Also, if you search it out with the effect of this thing right here, if you add it to the hand, with this thing, you get to special summon onto the field as well, which will allow you to basically have 2 monsters to fusion summon with, right? Then you have 3 Ninja Grandmaster Hound. So this is your main card. If you gotta stop something in the deck, it will have to be this card right here because this searches for everything. So 3 of those. 1 Kagaru the Cannon Ninja. This thing is really nice to have in the graveyard because it will allow you to dodge effects. Also, it allows you to special summon face down any ninja monster from the graveyard or the hand, which is really nice as well. Yoi the Gravity Ninja, you could play this at 1 if you want. I play it at 2 because I hate seeing it in the hand in my starting hand. So just in case that happens, I play it at 2. Sometimes you will draw into the 2 of them, which is bad. But hey man, you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So here we got reinforced. Oh yeah, also just so you saw it in the video, but this thing gets to flip 2 monsters face down. They cannot be flipped face up by your opponent again. And also if you flip a monster face up, you get to pop a card in the field, which is this card is just nuts. And then reinforcement of the army, just so you can search out your Hanzo if you need to, right? Pot of Prosperity, because there's a few monsters in your extra deck that you don't really care for, so you could just, you know, Pot of Prosperity, search yourself something out. Ninja Arsu of the Iron Dick. This is what you're going to use to basically OTK your opponent. I showed you that in the combo video yesterday. Go check that out if you haven't. Book of Moon to 3. Book of Moon is just nice because flipping your monsters face down is beneficial to you, especially if you have this thing face up and you have another monster face up. Just Book of Moon one of your monsters so you could have your negate, right? Which is really nice. Also Book of Moon just to Book of Moon your opponent monsters as well. Another thing that's really nice about this is that if you Book of Moon your opponent and you have this thing on the field, whatever you Book of Moon, you contribute with this thing. Get rid of it and special summon one of your ninjas, which is really cool, right? 2 Cold by the Grave just to get rid of Max C and other shenanigans that you have to deal with. Cross Out Designator because we play about 1,000 hand traps, so Cross Out Designator, right? Ninjutsu Arts Notebook at 3 because when your opponent has a... Well, during the first turn, you actually want to have this because it will allow you to special summon one of your monsters face down. So like I said, if you have this on the field, activate this, you get to flip a monster face up and, you know, really nice. 2 Infinite Impermanence. I would run this at 3, but I only have 2 copies. And for some reason, bro, anytime I play this, I mainly play it at 2 because I have 2 and I do well with it. So I don't want to craft the 3rd one, even though I should. But I'm cheap with my UR does, bro. I'm cheap with it. So we have 2 Ninjutsu Arts of Duplication. Some people want to run this at 1. I would recommend this running at 2 minimum. You could also run that at 3 because the thing is, if you have this in the hand with your Hanzo already, it's going to allow you to make way better plays because then you get to search out something different than your trap with this thing, which is really nice, which would allow you to basically make more interruptions and combos that way. So run it at 2. I recommend it. You could run it at 1. It will be fine. Ninjutsu Arts of Dancing Leaf. You could also run this at 3, but I run it at 2 mainly just to keep the deck at 40. But this thing at 3 would be nice. 2 is fine. Honestly, you're doing really fine with 2. Then we have Jaramaru, this thing at 3. Then we have the Mitsu Battle Ninja at 3 as well. Then we have the Gigantic Sprite, mainly because, you know, to make Zeus. I went over this yesterday. You could basically get your level 2 monster, and if you have this thing on the field as well, or even this thing, then you get, you know, the 32,000 attack boost. Also, if this thing is on the field and you get to make this thing gets to attack directly. Well, actually, if you attach this thing to it, sorry, because this thing will make anything a ninja. So if you attach it to this thing, you get to slap somebody directly for 3,200. So this thing is good in the deck. Then I have 1 Blade Armor Ninja. The only reason I have this in here is because I don't have the Insect Queen. So I was like, might as well put this thing in here, right? Then we have 1 Downer Magician just to make a bigger Zeus. And Zeus because, again, we're playing the Estes monsters. 2 Ninjutsu Grandmaster Seiso. If you want to get rid of this thing and play this at 3, you could also do that, which will be fine. Then this thing, when you link summon into this thing, you can basically search out any one of your spells or traps, which is really cool. Then Crush It because you're gonna need this thing to OTK your opponent with the Boros Sword right here, right? And then Sprite because, for example, if you get 2 level 2 the level 2 monsters, whatever this thing or whatever other shenanigans, you get to bring one of them back onto the field, and that's how you're gonna make your Gigantic Sprite to then make your Zeus. If you have something better to get rid of that thing with, you can also do that. It'll be fine. And then 1 Boros Dragon because you're going to use this thing to OTK your opponent with the way I showed you yesterday in the combo video. So that is the deck list. That is the video. Those are the replays. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the boy, because I would greatly appreciate it. Enough with the talking. Continue having a great day. Any comment, questions, and concerns, hit me up in the comment section below. I always reply. I got you, bro. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.